feel like you should be dancing in here, right? Will they go viral? Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Trump Nation!
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Charlie. It's awesome to see this kind of support here. Nice to be in a place like Texas where it's a little bit freeze, right? You guys got to work on Austin, but that's different, you know. Maybe we build a wall around Austin. Well, guys, thank you so much. You see what's going on right now. You see what's going on every week. Feels like we're devolving into a communist country. It feels like we're getting pushed by the left. You saw what's going on today, where the White House is colluding with Facebook and the social media platforms to say who's spreading this information. And they should be thrown off all platforms if the White House decides. So I asked a simple question. I go, well, does Anthony Fauci get thrown off all those platforms? Right? Because what he told us for months seems very different than what was in his emails, right?
Liar, liar, liar!
Right? It seems like there's some inconsistency there. Is there some inconsistency? Will anyone in government and some of our high-level people that said Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation, right? Remember that one? It was Russian disinformation. Well, are they going to be thrown off social media? Because you had half the U.S. government pretending that it was Russian disinformation when it was real. And you can imagine, if it was me, do you think they would say it was Russian disinformation? Even if it was, they would say it was 100% accurate, right? So that's the stuff that we're up against. I mean, we're here for liberal privilege there, the book I wrote last summer. And it could have been called I Told You So. Because I did! Because that's the problem, guys. All of this information was out there. Joe Biden was never going to be a moderate. Joe Biden can't walk up a flight of stairs. Right? Joe Biden can't remember where he is 50% of the time. I'd like to see them fact check me on that one because I'll be just fine. But whoever's controlling him is a radical. They're extreme. Right? Just like, hey, you're from Texas, right? What they do to energy. Right? Russia can have a pipeline. But you can't in America. You can't have the jobs. You can't have the lower energy pricing. You can't have the national security that comes with being energy independent, which Donald Trump got us to, right? But you know who can? Vladimir Putin. No, he can have it. And Joe Biden can be over there at the G7 while other leaders are laughing at him because he can't remember what they said a few seconds before. Remember that one? They're like, be quiet, little boy. Sit in your corner. It's like speaking to a toddler, right? The other leaders of the free world to Joe Biden. And he can go over there and he can say that the EU is the backbone of NATO. Minor details. You pay for 70% of their budget. They're the backbone. You pay for 70% of the budget. You know what that budget is for? That budget is to protect the EU from Russia, that they are now giving billions of dollars to build a pipeline. And then Russia will profit billions of dollars from that pipeline. So we're paying to protect them from the enemy that they're enriching. I don't see many kids in the room, but guys, you can't make this shit up anymore. I'm sorry, man. No, that was clear. I didn't scan. But sometimes you sort of have to because that's how infuriating it is. That's how hypocritical it is, right? Again, Hunter Biden laptop. If Donald Trump Jr. did one of the 39 degenerate things on that laptop, it would be a big deal, right? When I spoke at CPAC last week, I do. Don't tell Kimberly, I'll be in big trouble, okay? And when I spoke at CPAC last week, and I always know it's a good speech when like liberal Twitter goes absolutely nuts, right? But liberal Twitter immediately after my speech, Don Jr., he was high on cocaine. Yeah, listen, no one's ever called me low energy, right? That's a major crime in my family, right? I know I wasn't. I know. Those same people have no problem with like actual pictures of Hunter Biden smoking crack, right? Like, you'd think that would be a problem, right? If Don Jr. spent, what, 3 years running? No, it was Russian disinformation, right? They don't want to, right? What do you think if Don Jr. had an email with Chinese paying me probably billions for a job I had never done before, and I said, hey, we better make sure there's 10% for the big guy? Do you think I get the benefit of the doubt as to who the big guy was? Obviously not Joe Biden, right? Obviously not the big guy. If Donald Trump Jr. decided tomorrow that he wanted to be an artist, what? Hey, there's lots of mediums. I'll use my AR, I'll make a smiley face on a target, I can be an artist too, folks. But if Donald Trump Jr. sold that art for $500,000, had he never sold any art in his life to unknown buyers, do you think the media would say, this is fine? This is okay. Just so you guys understand, last week, a Picasso sold for $150,000. But Hunter Biden is selling art for $500,000. Do you think this could be a way to pay the Bidens? I don't know. If it was me, I wouldn't get the benefit of the doubt, right? If I spent, I don't know, a couple years hiding from child support like Hunter Biden, if I was in dealings with people tied to human trafficking and prostitution rings in Eastern Europe, if I got jobs for companies that were no-show jobs in businesses I knew nothing about and languages I did not speak, these would all be major problems. But they're not when it's the other side, and that's liberal privilege. That's what I wrote the book about. And we were right about everyone. Now, hopefully, people are starting to get it. Joe Biden's legacy, the thing that Joe Biden will go down for, is that he will show the American people how great Donald Trump really was. Nothing else does, right? The policies have failed. Look at inflation. But you, me, everyone that the elite DC think are peasants, you save 16 cents on your barbecue. Now, you've heard me do this before. You want the knife, man? Am I failing? Okay. Just want to make sure. So if you got in your car and you drove to the end of your driveway, that 16 cents is burned up. Right? In about 7 yards, you used it up. But they're so patronizing. They think we're so stupid that you're going to take it. Oh, look! It's the Biden economy in action, right? They say he's created more jobs as president than any president in history in that amount of time. You mean people going back to work when you shut down their businesses, when you shut down their schools, when you shut down their churches? Now you're allowing them to go back. You're counting that as a job created. And if I criticize it, they say, no, fact check, you're off. You're canceled for questioning. No one believes this crap. We see it with our own eyes right now, what's going on. And yet, they keep doing it. And they'll keep doing it. So we can't ever make the mistake, guys, which is why it's awesome to see a crowd like this in the middle of the day, who get it, who understand exactly what we're up against, right? This isn't a fair fight, because if it was about common sense, it's sort of a no-brainer, right? But it's not, because we're up against a trillion-dollar industry, whether that be media and or the combination of media and social media, that are actively working against us. They are the marketing arm of the opposition. And it doesn't matter what you say, right? At what point in history was the Wuhan lab leak theory not the most plausible argument? I'm not even saying it's what happened. But if you thought, hey, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that there's no chance in hell that this thing started in the lab that studies the exact virus in the exact town where the virus originated. Of course it did! And of course it was the most plausible answer. But if you said that out loud, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're thrown off the platform, you're banned, you're in Facebook jail, Twitter jail, Instagram jail, probably a combination of them all. Right? No matter how vile the other side gets, you never see them get deplatformed, demonetized. They get like artificial roosting. That's what we're up against. So we need your engagement. We need your involvement. Together, they can't cancel us all. Right? Now, if you have one guy like Donald Trump who's willing to go out there and take all the hits, yeah, they can go after one person pretty hard, and they did it for 5 years, right? Right? You had Russia, that was a lie. Are all the people in the press that pushed that for 4, and some still pushing it, are they going to be thrown off the social media platforms for spreading disinformation? No, right? Then there was Ukraine, then there was Don Jr. committing treason. I was like, wow, that's a stretch. When a communist like Adam Schiff is saying that, you're saying, I have a feeling it's nonsense. Didn't matter. Right? Then there was Don Jr. perjured himself. It never ends. We're on like iteration 15 of the Russia hoax. It just changes. But people still believe these things. That's why we do have to speak to our friends. We have to educate them. We can't let it go through conventional sources because conventional sources aren't about that. They are now propaganda. They are not information. Propaganda is not information. They're two very different things. Our mainstream media and even social media has become all about propaganda. So it's awesome to see you guys here. Thank you for being in this fight. If we do it together, I can assure you they cannot cancel 150 million Americans. But we're going to be out there together, guys. So thanks so much. Appreciate you all. It's absolutely awesome. And I'll see you up on the stage, okay?